Good morning, guys. Trying to get you guys caught up to speed on my journey here. Today is day before Labor Day, just to give you a timestamp on when this video was taken. I am about 45 miles up the Florence-Eugene Highway, or Highway 126. This is the Fern Ridge Lake area we were seeing. And it is also, I don't know, it's the Perkins Peninsula is what the sign said it was called. It's a day use area up here. It's pretty nice. There's a fee for parking if you have a vehicle, but yeah, I'm walking. I ain't got to pay for nothing. It's quite nice here, but anyhow, along my way here from Florence, which took me a little while to get this far, I got delayed. I was rained on outside of Cushman, which was only about 5 miles from Florence up the highway. I'd camped under this billboard on the side of the road right next to a big wooden fence, and so yeah, the fence blocked the wind and the billboard helped block the rain, which, you know, I stayed dry that night, but it was the next morning when I packed up camp. It wasn't raining, but as soon as I was done packing everything up and headed back down, I was going back into Cushman a little bit to find water. And then I got dumped on. I was drenched. My cloak got soaking wet, and I was annoyed, but it happens, I guess. I found another place later on after it stopped raining to dry everything out. It was cool. Moving on, I made it to this town called Maples, a little further down the road. And that was a pretty cool place right near the Siuslaw River. Had time to charge my phone there for a little bit, solar panel. Hung out by this day use boat ramp area. Then a little further down the road when I moved on, I passed a sign on the side of the highway that said entering National Forest Land, and I was like, awesome, I can find a place to camp here somewhere. It was all big, beautiful trees and forested area or whatever. Real dense forest, and then I come across this sign that said Knowles Creek ahead, and if you look to the right through the trees, I could see like dry bedrock and, you know, a dried creek bed for the most part, and kept winding around these curves until I come across this road that went back there, and it used to be a National Forest campground or a state campground of some sort. There was picnic tables back there, old burn pits and stuff, but the place is closed down and not used anymore. It's part of some sort of a Knowles Creek restoration project. They're just going to let the place all grow up, and that's awesome. So I camped back there for 3 days because there was a big storm system brewing up, so I hid back under the trees and stayed dry. But I was out of food. I didn't have anything left. I had a pack of ramen left when I got there, and that was last Monday. But there was a lone apple tree, just one single apple tree in this whole big campground area. I ate every apple on that tree, I'm pretty sure. Fried apples, stewed apples, just salted apples, just apples, whatever. I was starving, and they sustained me. They kept me going. So I'm thankful for those apples. Um, the creek was nice too. I was camped literally under a big, I don't know, I think it was a big oak tree or something, and there were some Douglas firs there too, but I was right off of the creek. It was nice I could just walk along the rocks down there and get all the water I wanted. So that was cool. I didn't have a chance to take any pictures or video there. My phone was dead the whole time and there was no sun. It was raining. But yeah, along the way here from that place, though, I got rained on again a little bit, but I was able to just duck into the forests off the side of the roads and get under the trees and stay dry for the most part. It was alright. And see, I was somewhere past there when I moved on. There was it was a way station that was closed down. I happened to pull in there for a second. It was daytime. I wanted to charge my phone for a little while and do some other things that I'd been meaning to do. And there I was actually making this apparatus here. I made a strap for my kukri to be on my leg, more or less, so it's not flopping around while I'm walking. That got old. I was doing that, I was sewing that on there, and this Oregon State cop, it was some female, she pulled in, and she hassled me for a moment, wanted to know what I was doing, and I told her what I was doing, and she left me alone. She sat there and chatted with me for a second, but she wasn't worried. Yeah, it was quite the journey here. I slept in some strange places. I found this big, huge pull out that was more or less a staging area, or maybe even a gravel pit. I don't know what it was. It was something for big trucks, like a big turnaround area. It got cold one night when I was trying to hike through to finish making my way to Eugene here, and I set up my tent back there that night. I don't know, stayed fairly warm. Morning condensation and morning dew sucks though, my little thin walled tent. Space blankets, they help stay warm, but when fog sets in and it drops below 45 at night and then starts to gradually warm up, and you know, it just builds up. It gets damp in there pretty quick, and those space blankets take forever to dry. It's kind of more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. Whatever, I stay warm. So yeah, that pretty much gets us caught up to speed here. I am now about 5 miles to Eugene, where I will be spending some time there at a library to figure out what to do next and post a lot of videos for you guys. Yeah, I camped down the road from here actually. It was a quarter mile back. There's a big accident up the road coming out of this last town called Bonita. Some guy actually picked me up about 10 miles before then and dropped me off in Bonita, so that was awesome. He gave me $5 too, so I bought some peanut butter, and my food stamps kicked in on the 5th, so I have food and everything else now, so that's cool. Thank God for that. And all those random apple trees along this highway, because they're everywhere. But yeah, there's this area up the road. There was a big accident. Some woman, she flipped several times. I'm glad I wasn't walking when that happened. But so the traffic was backed up and it was all kinds of crazy, and I happened across this place a quarter mile back that was called the Fern Ridge Marshland Unit. It was open for public use. There wasn't a sign posted for no camping, or it didn't say day use only. And there was one picnic table there, and it was right next to, you know, all this over there. It was more or less a cattail marshland area. It was awesome. But yeah, I pitched my tent right next to that picnic table, and there was another cop that came in last night fairly late. He saw my tent there and he hassled me for a second, but I told him what was going on. He was like, yeah, this is mainly a day use area, but I'm not gonna kick you out of here tonight. So I'm glad he didn't, because I was comfortable. And yeah, so I camped there last night, and then I walked this way and I found this place, which was only a quarter mile down the road. I wanted to make some coffee, and I didn't have any more water, so there was a bathroom up there where I got water, and I sat here and made coffee for a minute at this picnic table. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the road again. It's already getting kind of late. It's another panoramic view of where I'm at here. It's pretty nice. There's a lot more to it on the other side of this area, but I'm not going to walk back there. I don't have time for that right now. Anyhow, till next time, guys. See ya.